mission, someone else's ability, someone else's activity or inactivity for it to be achieved. That way, it's not something that you can rely on. Because understand that you cannot determine what people think. You cannot determine what people choose to do. You can only determine your own actions and your thoughts, but not the actions and thoughts of someone else. That's why I'm saying that if traveling is in your plan and you're hoping for one auntie, that's just an example I'm using. Please keep that goal aside. Work on things that you can take actionable steps towards. Work on things that are measurable. Work on things that are relevant. And then work on things that are time-bound. So you think of the end, and then you start writing. That's the way you think. That's how deep you should think about your vision board. By the end of the year, if you're a final year student, by the end of the year, you picture yourself in that graduation drop, in the crowd in UB. You're taking pictures with your friends, only joy. Your mom, your dad, your relatives, everybody is so happy. You picture yourself, you know, your pictures are trending on WhatsApp status. You know that thing. My friends are celebrating me, you're trending on WhatsApp status. You even imagine your photo shoot picture going viral. That's how, you limit yourself. Your mind is permitted to go wild. Dream big, God can fund the bills. You imagine yourself, my graduation picture has gone viral. All of that is to tell myself that at the end of this year, I should graduate. I should not go to 450. I should not have any carryovers that makes me not attend that graduation or make this thing not to be a reality. So that might be one of your goals if you're a final year student. I've pictured my graduation. See, chicken no short for the occasion. No, because you know, when you're imagining it, what gives it the fun is that you think of everything that makes that event lively. Chicken no fish short for my graduation, you know, correct. You're going to see yourself graduating. So why would you not be motivated to work hard in order to arrive at that result? So I've said, what kind of person do I want to be? I want to be somebody who is dependable, somebody who is reliable. What kind of people do I want in my life? I want people who I don't want people who pamper my weaknesses. I want people who are able to correct me, who are able to help me to become a better version of myself. I want people who don't drain me, people who motivate me. I want people who help me to grow academically, spiritually, people who maintain my values and help me, you know, become a better version of myself. Those are the kind of people I want to surround myself with. That is now going to help you when it comes to relationships. Who should I continue relating with and who should I not relate with? And then we have talked again about what feelings do I want to have this year? And I told you to now get into that imagination. I want to end the year excited, happy, peaceful. I want a joyful life this year. So what do I need to get that? And then the next question you might want to answer is, no, let's keep this one. Marriage is not for us. Let's just keep marriage. Should we skip marriage? Okay. What kind of partner is my ideal partner? Somebody's family said no behind it. That's why I just continue. What kind of partner is my ideal partner? Maybe you're working towards building a relationship that leads to marriage. Don't just fall in love. Don't just look at the swag of the person right now, what that boy will get. Think of the end. Remember, the idea is to think of the end to determine the present. What kind of partner do I want to have? Imagine your child. That child has woken up with a hot fever. Imagine going to your partner. Which kind of response do you want from your partner? That tells you the kind of partner you want to have. Do you want the partner that you're even looking for when that child has that fever, you cannot see the partner? Or the one that you see and then they tell that, Madam, I'm busy, sir. You worry me. Or imagine a partner, you want that one that is always checking your phone and always calling with you. Is that the kind of partner you want? No. So who is my ideal partner? My ideal partner is the one that we do ministry together. That he's not afraid to let me stand on platforms. It's like, that's my wife. Go. That's the kind of partner I want. So when you start approaching and start telling me that, oh, I love you with the love of the Lord, all those things that you say, I'll lay down my life for you, I just start noticing one or two. And I'll be able to determine if you are that ideal partner. I'm not saying that I have infatuation, so because some of us can exaggerate this thing, especially ideal partner. Hey! What did this changing couple say? I don't know. I'm not really social media person like that. I'm millennial, so these social media trends, I really don't know them. But I know that they are trending couples. Please say one of them. These ones are good people. I mean, say one of those other ones. There are some of these white couples that are trending. I always see people talking about them. Imagine that that's your ideal couple. That's what you consider as ideal marriage. Just imagine. Those people. You know there are people who really love media. And the ideal partner is the one that when we are going to the bathroom, we go with the camera. In fact, we have CCTV stations around the house. This reality show, we'll do it together. So what? Okay. Like I said, I already used the word. Is it marriage you want or is reality show? Choose. We cannot have both. Just choose. What do you want? You want a marriage, a family, or you want a reality show? Which one? Just choose. Because you cannot really be hoping my ideal partner, the only thing in your mind is reality show. Let's just be us all over the media. Or you're trying to just, you know that this thing camera, every time they say camera rolling action, you know that you change, right?
Yes.
If you walked in here and we told you, hello everybody, listen up, there are cameras everywhere, you will change.
That's why they are composting now. They are not like this.
Yeah, yes. Well, life, you are composting. Normally, more of camera. We'll see a real, you will express the real remarks that you want to give to this thing I'm saying, you will give it. So that's what happens with observation. Every time you tell people that they are being observed, they change their attitude. But if you leave them for 1, 2, 3 weeks, they come back to their real self. You see these things like Big Brother. Let me use the one that you know, Big Brother. You see, every time people come to their house, they are being. It's only 2 weeks after that you start hearing people say, "Mama, me, that girl be fashion." Lost that show. When she came in, she was like this. When he came in, he was like this. But their real character is showing. That's what happens. So any life that you see on screen, that's what I'm trying to say. Any life that you see on screen, understand that there's backstage. Every time there's camera rolling, things are different. So you cannot really want to be picturing the kind of partner, the kind of family that you want, and you're only based on these flashy things that you see on the internet. So what kind of partner do I want to have? How is my relationship going to be? We have already spoken about that. We just used the example of media. Where do I want to live? Maybe you're living in Moliko. This one was not for marriage. You're living in one city that, you know, there's something about Moliko. There's no human rights in Moliko.
Hey.
Yes. Especially when it comes to noise control, no, there's no human rights. You cannot successfully tell your neighbor to put down their volume. You cannot. I've lived in Moliko before. It has not changed. You cannot successfully beg your neighbor to tune down their volume because you want to study or because you came back from school tired and you just want to rest. Everybody has the right to put their volume at the max. And the annoying thing is, we don't even agree with the DJ for today. Everybody is playing DJ at the same time. That's besides the fact that there are bars around your house, because bars are everywhere in this area. But that's besides. Every neighbor just wants to play what they want to play at the time they choose to play it. Put their volume in such a way that they are silent, and you cannot even beg them to tone it down. They will shout at you. So you might want to start considering, where do I want to live this year if I'll achieve this academic goal? Because I cannot read as much as I want to in this environment. I cannot pray as much as I want to in this environment. I cannot just have a cool head. I cannot take online studies because campaign no the pass to quarter. That one is fact. I can list the areas where if your network, your preferred network is campaign, don't stay there. And then if it's MTN, you know anywhere you are, it will still meet you. This thing goes wrong with MTN. It's not a matter of where you live, where you don't live. As long as it's MTN, you will have your share of network disturbance. So you want to consider, where do I want to live, in order that, you know, there's an environment that fuels success. There's an environment that just fuels the achievement of your goals peacefully. Where do I want to live? That is very important. Some of you might just want to live around South, around UB Junction, because you are hand late coming. You will normally wake up late. So if you are even living far from school, you will just reach class at the time when the lecturer will just be so angry. So to help yourself and your academic journey and your relationship with lecturers, you just decide to stay at South. You just decide to stay around UB Junction. Even though it's very expensive, but to help myself. So at least if I wake up at 6:50, the wife crying for how long? that's why we're going to learn time management, right? Because it's very important. These things are very important for you to achieve any goal. And then the last question, what material things do I want? Because this vision board is not only about spirituality, it's about material things too. What material things do I want? I want a new phone. If you can ever go iPhone 17 Pro Max or 18 that is about to come in the future, and then you start thinking of how you say your destiny to have it. Because it's like we don't understand setting goals that are achievable. Set goals that are within your range. iPhone 17 Pro Max, which kidney do you want to let go of as a student to be able to achieve iPhone 17 Pro Max? No, be honest. It's a phone. You will have a phone, but now you have specified the phone. I want a Pixel 11 Pro. And this Pixel is not even as expensive compared to iPhone. Let's stick to that iPhone. You see 17 Pro Max. That's what I want this year. Just decide which kidney, left or right. Let's know. When we know, we can start sourcing for donors. You know, people who are in need of a donor for kidneys. Because how else do you want to achieve it? You want to sell your destiny? Or what do you want to offer? Your large intestines, your esophagus? Which part do you want to offer? Which organ are you ready to let go of? So when we're talking about material things, still limit everything to what is achievable, what is relevant. A phone is relevant, but must it be an iPhone 17 Pro or a 16 Pro or any of the other things that must it be that? So if you are a 12, you will not work. It does not work. 12 does not work. Please.
Like that.
It does not work. The picture is not radiant that way. It's not
vivid.
Those pictures that is now without 17 Pro, how many of them are featured in Vogue? It depends on Vogue. You know, because there are people that will say, I use this my 17 Pro to make $1 million every year. You use your own to snap pictures and post on this your status that it is you and I who have your number, living in this same boya. The only thing I can do is, my friend, fine girl, baby la hot. I understand. How does it help you and I at the end of the day? But at the end of the day, maybe you've sold yourself to go and achieve an iPhone and you still have the rest of your life to live. So set goals that are relevant. Go for things that are necessary. It's necessary for me to have a phone. But in order that I don't lose my integrity, in order that I don't lose my sanity, let me go for what I can achieve. My father cannot buy me 17 Pro Max. Let me not go me there. The work that I'm doing as side studies, I cannot afford iPhone 17 Pro Max. And even if I save till the end of the year, I will not want to gather my savings to go and buy a phone that can get back in a split second. So you want to check all that. But I'm saying that your vision board includes even material things, spiritual things, physical things, matter things. You overlike you big. Because when you got a big play, forget I shave my hair, when you like you big, there's nothing. This year like that, I want to buy my one correct wig. That's your goal. It's okay. Write it there. You see, get the picture of the wig that you want. Is it bald? Is it Brazilian? What is it? I don't know all the names. But you see that one that you want. Get the image. Put it there. Write the price. That will tell you how much you should save daily. Because how else will you have that wig? It's not like, you know what they say. Now, diamond hair that don't go when I put in there, but you know where to go find the diamond, take the hair. You don't know where to go find the diamond, take the hair. You have to buy it. And in order to buy it, you have to save up for it. Boys, I don't know what their own things is. It's those kind of shoes, the watches, the phones, material things. Get the image of it, put it there, and then have it. So we've already talked and we've even gotten to the next part, which is collecting the image. So you have thought deep, you have answered these questions, you have written down everything that you want. I want a new phone, particularly a Pixel phone. I want, what do you want? I want a new hair, or I want a laptop. I want to be an A-list student, so I have at least a 3.5 GPA every semester. What else do I want? Everything that you want. I want to get married by the end of the year. For those who are thinking marriage, this is the ideal partner I want to have. So when you have written down the goals, the next thing to do is to collect the images that represent that. Remember, we're using the example of Miranda, and we said she wants to be the director of the Youth Empowerment Syndicate. What is the one picture that when you look at, you know that this means director? What is the one image that when you look at, you know that this means first class student? You can get the image of a valedictorian. It's just in this our schools, not even overcall either valedictorian. But you know that best student in the university that always gives speech on graduation day. And we don't overdo it here, but get the image of a place where they overdo it, one that you admire. Remember, we said the images must mean something to you. If you go and collect a random image of a random somebody that you don't know, that means nothing to you, does not motivate you, when you look at it, does not stir you up in any way, it's going to be as useless as though it was not there. So you get an image that represents that. I want a phone. You now know the mark that you want, you have downloaded it. So you can get the pictures from a magazine, you can get it from internet, you can get it from, what else? Newspaper. Newspaper really popular like that here. They print it, but we just don't use it. Because every day they print papers, but we just don't use it. So you get the images, download from the internet and print it. Anything that lives inside your phone has not yet become reality. It's the same as living in your head. It's just wishful thinking. So you download the pictures or you cut them off a magazine and then you print them out. Thank God we're in the student area. The one thing that we have that is almost equally proportionate to the students in Boya is printing house. You just bend left like that, somebody is photocopying and printing. Even here, I'm sure that somebody has photocopier and printer. So you cannot say that printing will be an issue. Color print. Print it color. So what I want to emphasize here is that when selecting your image, you must be very specific. We have talked about specificity, right? Be specific, and specific goes right down to the Mac. Is it a MacBook? Is it a Dell computer? Is it an iPhone? Is it a Samsung, a Nokia, Techno? Is it a Pixel? What color? It doesn't end at the Mac. What color do I want? I want a black phone. I want a blue laptop. I want a red hair, a red bone straight, fringe, and those are two different things. Bone straight and fringe are two different. A red fringe hair, a black Samsung phone, a blue Dell laptop. That is how specific the images should be. That's for material things. And then for people that you admire, or people that you are hoping to be like, of course, go for people that you admire in the field. Or my image of the perfect spouse, somebody mentioned Moses and Mary Bliss. So if you are thinking of, this is the kind of marriage I want to have, this is the kind of partner I want to have, and they fit into the image of Moses and Mary Bliss, it means that if you're representing marriage on your vision board, the image you hope to see is Moses and Mary Bliss. And every time you look at that image, nobody needs to tell you the things that you admire in this couple. Nobody needs to tell you the kind of marriage you hope to have. Just by looking at the image, that is a prophecy in itself of the future that I am working towards, that I hope to achieve. So that is how you do. You get your pictures, and the next thing is to organize them. So you think deep and make a list. The second, you collect images that represent what you have written or your desires. The third thing is to organize them, and that's where we are. Miranda, please let me use you. You are using. The next thing is to organize them. Please write 1 to 10. I've already written 1 in any order. 1 to 10. Space it out very well. So the next thing is to organize your images on a board. You can use a cardboard paper like we're using here. It doesn't have to be this big. It can be A4 size. It can be A3. A3 is just double of an A4. It can be even smaller. If you dare say, no, they really like you to carry big paper. You don't really like it to be big. You can use something small. But it doesn't, that's okay, that's you. There's space out there. It's okay. We'll use this number. We'll use it. So, the reason why I said 10 is because we encourage that your vision board does not carry more than 10 goals at a time. These are the 10 most important things that I want to achieve this year. That when I think of that, my 31st December, and these 10 things are there, and then it has been a very fruitful year. But what happens is, as your goals are achieved, you can replace them because your goals for the year are obviously more than 10. So, but we have 10, and we are organize your goals. Auntie, don't go, I need you every hour, most gracious Lord. So I have images here. I used them before, I just use them again. These are images of things that could mean anything. Okay, let's assume all of us in this room, this is our vision board that we're drawing right now. Just any picture is here, just imagine your own thing and put it there. So this is the vision board we're working for right now. We have collected the images, we have downloaded, we have printed, and we have cut them out. You know, you need to cut them out because you group together to print. You have cut them out, and the next step is to organize your vision board. So Miranda is going to help me organize them in any order. You're just going to start placing them one after the other. You're so So Miranda is going to help us put up the pictures on the board. So when you have your 10 images for your vision board, and you have, whether you're using a cardboard paper, or you're using a whiteboard, you're using an A4, you're using a vision book, you can do this inside a book. You know, just some people say, "Man, don't put my video page." Bam, everything has entered. So whatever you are doing, when you get your vision board, your grade designed it, my vision board, the next thing to do is to number it 1 to 10. The reason why I told her to number and told her to number however she wants to is because every one of us has our preference. Anyhow it's going to appeal to you. Your own might be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another person will decide to do zigzag. 1, 2, 3, 4. However you choose to organize your board, that makes it look appealing to you. That is how you should. So this step, how your goals are numbered, is not as important as you numbering them and putting the goals. You can choose to arrange it in any order. But then you know that it's according to order of priority. This is the most important, and it just goes like that till 10. This is the order of priority in which I hope to achieve these goals. You have gotten the images. These images mean something to you. You want a new laptop, a pink laptop. Your primary goal here, number 1, is a pink laptop. When you look at it, you already know that this means I want a pink laptop. This one says conferences and seminars. It means that to me, this year, I hope to achieve self-development through attending conferences and seminars. So there's already an image here that tells me conferences and seminars. The next one is the picture of a woman speaking to a crowd. I hope to be speaking at more conferences this year. I even have a target in mind, so I put an image. And this is Dr. Anita Phillips. She's somebody I follow. She's somebody I love. She's somebody that inspires me. So I did not just look for a random image of somebody talking. I looked for somebody who is like a mentor in the field that I'm growing in. She's a therapist, trauma therapist, and pastor. So why would I go and pick the image of someone else? Meanwhile, there's someone doing what I am doing, who has excelled at it, and I can just use her. Every time I see her, I know this is the future I hope to arrive at. And then there is cars. I do not say I want to have a car. I've not the car comes now, what I be doing is why hire a driver. So I said, let me start when I've learned the driving, I just, from driving as I'm graduating into the car at once, but at least before I say car, let me have. So you put all the images. Please come again. Just take these notes and put them, attach them to every image, just beside every image or under any image. So this is what you do when you've collected your images. Everything here represents something very important to me. The moment I see it, I know what I hope to achieve. This is somebody reading their Bible. This is 10K followers. This is a couple I admire. This is a mental health e-course. This is a Pixel 10 Pro in pink. This is a Holy Bible. Everything. So when you put them together, the next thing is to attach a note. This note is something that motivates you about this goal. Now we're just putting them in random order. But this one says, I am sensitive to God's timing over my life. That's the first thing that is written here. I am sensitive to God's timing over my life, and I'll most likely use it to somewhere here, where I want to be a speaker at many conferences this year. So it is God's timing for my life to be that speaker. If I miss it, I've missed it, and the year will end without me becoming. So I put it there to remind myself, every time I get to my vision board, I am reminded that I have to be spiritually sensitive in order not to miss God's timing for my life. So you'd write, everybody has what we call motivational quotes. Those things that stir you up. Those words that you say to yourself. One of the things that I wrote there is one of the things that I say to myself is that being me is great. I am the face of something great. The way I talk to myself, you cannot really discourage me like that. Because the things that I tell myself, I am a divine orchestration. I am not a mistake that happens, which God is trying to correct. I am divinely ordained. I am the answer, the example, the clear definition of what divine orchestration is. Imagine thinking about yourself that way. There's no way that you want to see yourself as a failure. So for every goal that you put, every vision, let me just read through. I have all that I need. I am highly favored by God. If this can come under material goals, I have everything that I need. I am highly favored by God. It can be scriptures. The Lord will supply all my needs according to his riches in glory through Christ Jesus. It can be a scripture. It can be just a quote, but something that speaks to your spirit every time that you see that vision. And that drives you towards achieving it, towards the steps that you need to achieve it. This one says, I am programmed for success. My programming is success. Even if it's academically, you see my programming, it's success. If I'm in a place, I should see that's the only thing that I came to the place to do. I don't expect failure. I don't think about failure. Even if failure was thinking about me, it cannot approach me because I know that I am programmed for success. So anything that I am stepping into, I know that the end goal is success. When I look at something that seems so difficult and then I've written there that I am programmed for success, I'm reminding myself that it doesn't matter how many steps I need to take. It doesn't matter how I need to push myself. The end goal is the success of this thing because I am already programmed to succeed at it. So you don't just write words. You write words that when you read them and you look at what it is attached to, it's going to stir you up to act. This one says, I expect blessings to chase me down and overtake me. God is good to me every day. This one says, I accomplish everything God has placed in my heart to do. God goes before me and is with me and will never forsake me. This one says, I can become a master at anything I set my mind to do. Even if I'm going to learn cryptocurrency, I can become a master at anything I set my mind to do. One of your skills you want to learn this year, let's say, is software engineering, something like creating websites, and you have already been told that websites is that's it. Anything that has to do with creating websites is so difficult. There are always going to be people who tell you that. Do you know what the enemy of faith is? The enemy of faith is sight.
Wow.
What is faith? Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So the only enemy of faith is what you see. You have been too used to seeing people who are failing at this thing. Oh, I'm really skeptical about marriages because I've seen one or two relationships in our house that my friends entered relationships, they do not work out, they break their heart, they were depressed. So that is what I have seen. And what I have seen is telling me something contrary to what my faith says. So it becomes an enemy to what I am hoping for. Because faith is something that is not yet reality, but reality, what is on ground is already telling me that this might not be achievable. Everybody is telling me that to learn software engineering is very difficult. Hey, ladies in STEM, you're going to find it very difficult. You cannot really succeed. Everybody is telling me that when you have a degree, you will not have a job. That is what you see. That is what reality says. And it becomes an enemy to what you are hoping for, which is not yet real. So you need to be able to draw the line between faith and sight and understand that faith is not motivated by what I see. It's motivated by what I hope for. It is the hope in God that makes faith faith. He says what? The substance of things, the evidence of things not seen, the substance of things hoped for. So it doesn't matter if what I see around me suggests that nobody in this class has ever had first class, doesn't mean I will never have first class. When we got into our first year in university in 2013, they told us that our lecturers told us many things, but one of the things they told us is that GMC is not for the poor. I was studying journalism and gender, double measure. They told us JMC is not for the poor. And really, they lived up to that statement. The amount that we had to spend in school weekly for assignments, group work, presentation, going to the radio to go and carry out research, back and forth. Every time you want to complain about expenses, they tell us, we told you from the first class, JMC is not for the. So in other words, if you cannot at this level go. Another thing they told us is, for years, I don't know how many years exactly, 3-4 years, nobody has had a first class in this department. They told us clearly, the last person who had a first class, we knew him. You know, if you have the first class, we will know you in this JMC. So they told us, nobody has had a first class in this department for this number of years. So the possibility is none of you here will have a first class. And true to their word, I don't remember anybody graduating in a batch with the first class. Wow. We just had near first class syndrome. That 3.4 something. But to break into that 3.5 was then the next year that somebody came up with that first class. So they already conditioned our minds that way. Those are enemies to faith. What is already known as reality. So reality suggests that nobody has been having first class in this department. It might mean that there's no first class to offer. But you know that this is not true. Faith tells you that I can have it. I can do this and this and this and add the grace of God to my efforts and achieve it. So you still put it there and you put something that motivates you to achieve it. Did I read all of these things? I am diligent and resourceful. I embrace every opportunity God brings my way. I am the delight of my husband. See where delight of my husband is? Wonderful. I am an expert in the message God has given me to share, and it's someone who's studying the Bible. So after you have done this becomes my vision board. The next thing to do is to put it up, hang it up. Remember I said anything that lives in your phone is not yet real. Anything that lives only in your head is not yet real. Habakkuk says, write the vision. Habakkuk 2:2, write the vision, make plain. The herald who sees it will run with it. Seeing is becoming. The only way that you're constantly motivated to act towards your goals is that you see them. What is out of sight is out of mind. And if it's out of mind, we'll try again next year. So you want to put up, now this is my vision, but this is really big because we're using this for the example. But your vision board can be 1/4 of this. You design it neatly, you attach your quotes. By the time you see that to write these things, you need to think deep. Because you cannot just pick what will not motivate you and I write here. Or you images that will not help you and you put here. At the end of the day, it becomes someone else's vision board, not yours. If you now see this my picture, you want to just take the picture. Ma, please, can I have those your pictures that you use for the vision board? I will really give you. But at the end of the day, you are praying for us. So it must be your vision. Don't look at your friend and say, Mommy, I have big way put up that, but it's fine. It's okay, you don't just go find you the same picture now. Say, snap. You download and also send me the picture, print them. No. You are working on someone else's vision. How does it help you? Remember, we said that it is everything that is important to me at this point in my life. So when you see this board like this is that your 31st December imagination. By 31st December, when you're reflecting over the year 2026, what were the things that I hope to achieve? Oh, I got the laptop, I got the phone, I got my new Bible, I read through the Bible, I finally took my driving lessons, or at least I started, I took online courses, and you see all of these have goals that are already written specifically. Because online courses, this is just the online course, but your goals which you have broken down specifically tells you how many online courses you want to take. So this is just the summary, a picture perfect of that vision. You have even put your husband there, they are my release and this is not them, but you have put them on your own board. Yes. Every time you look at this, You have that feeling that you hope to have. You see that imagination, that small imagination guided imagery exercise with it. You see the way you were smiling. That's how you feel every time you look at this board. That's why we say hang it in a place that is very visible in your phone. Because there are times when you go out and then your vision board is not with you. There are times when you will sit in class and you're really feeling low. Or it's really feeling like this thing is too difficult. Go to your vision board. Remind yourself of what. Let the excitement come back. Let the push come up again. This thing tells you that you are the first person to motivate yourself. Don't wait for motivation. It's not coming. I started my poetry with a feather. How will it help you? So you find that it is what you have written about yourself. Being me is great. I am sensitive to God's timing over my life. I am programmed for success. Even if that's a kind of it doesn't matter who is trying to discourage me, mommy. They just say the course of second semester hard, okay, people they feel the course they pass on those see. No, I am programmed for success. Not just success, but good success. Remember we said that how you think about yourself, it fuels the energy that you run your life with. So I've written everything good. I've pictured everything good. I wake up every morning and I look at it and I remind myself where I'm going to. And that will bring me to the last point. I've just forgotten my notes. The last point, which is filters. That one is just a summary to help you achieve all of these things. Set filters. What are filters? How did I even write that thing? Filters are simple. So instead of defining the filters, I'm just going to explain. I don't mean that you should apply Snapchat. Filters is not the one on your phone, not the one on your camera, but that is the idea from which the filters come from. You know when you snap your picture and then you're scrolling through filters and you choose the one that looks like the image that you have in your head. You know, so that's what I normally supposed to find. That just camera. So you use filter to correct it and you send out the right image. That is what filters do for your vision. So in order life of this kind of partner that I want, in order for me to be the husband of this kind of wife that I want, how do I need to behave? I'm not supposed to dress anyhow. Have you seen Marie Bliss dressing anyhow? So if that's your model, you already start to know that, oh, I should dress like my future. I should act like my future. We already used a perfect example for school. What is an A-class student going to do? They are going to show up for lectures. They will not just show up. They will show up in time. They will sit where they can concentrate in class. They will not be discussing with people behind and the lecturers will be shouting. If it's amphi, those big amphis, you will not sit behind because you know that that's a waste of that day in school. You hardly hear what the lecturer is saying, and then the back is always filled with those who came late and those who are not really interested in the class like that. So the filters help you to behave, or to act, to be the kind of person that is suitable for these goals. I want this, my laptop, what do I need to do? Somebody who wants to have a new laptop, what does the person need to do? The person needs to save, the person needs to work harder. Those are those things that you now have in your financial goals, in your relationship goals, your self-development goals. Oh, a wife to this kind of person or a husband to this kind of person, I cannot dress anyhow. I cannot be seen in any kind of place. No. You cannot come and meet me in a club and my goal is to be my big pastor, or my goal is to be choir leader. Miranda, my goal is to be the empowerment. You will not see me now, I'm skipping meetings. I'm skipping meetings how? Let someone else take my place how? If somebody is going to understand this vision and explain it very well, it should be me. Before they say, who can, I put my hand up here. So you already imagine, what does the director normally do? You start acting like it. What does, thank you followers, I'll post there, posting back to back, that they like it or they don't like it, or that's me posting like that. Speaking. So these are just things that I will relate to. They are not yours, so you might not really relate to it. But whatever you have written there, what does that person need to be like? What does an A-class student look like? How do they behave? How do they dress? What does a spiritually mature believer look like for your spiritual goals? What does a good child has good communication, good relationship with the family? How do they behave? You just start calling your parents from time to time. Not only papa to check up on picking to be call us. They are just in this boy like this. The only time that you reach out is month end. Why you be allowance? That's not how you build relationships, good relationships, and maintain them. You know that once in a while I can put credit, sacrifice, and call home. I can send messages to just remind my parents that I'm grateful for them, for their sacrifices. I love them. Or to just tell them, say, don't be bothered about me. In this boya that I came like that, I know that you might be worried, but I want to assure you that I'm maintaining the values that you taught me. I'm a good student. I did really learn the book. You'll be proud of me. That's maintaining relationship. So what else? I need good friends. So what are the kind of things that I used to do? I will not be saying yes to everybody simply because I'm trying to maintain friendships with them. If they are taking me to a place where somebody who wants the kind of life that I'm hoping to build for myself does not want to go, I'll say no. Understand that you're not too young to shape your future. Pastor was telling us earlier, this, whatever we are now, is the exact result of the things that we were doing yesterday. Our habits for yesterday, this is the result. What we are doing today is just a prophecy for what will be tomorrow. So it doesn't matter how beautiful your board looks. If you do not set filters, if you do not start acting like that person is supposed to act, if you don't start doing the things that that person at the 31st December is supposed to be, you will not achieve it. You will not arrive there. And that will not mean that goals are not achievable. It will just mean that you do not do the right thing. So set filters.
Wow.
Please, do we have patience? I try to be very explicit, but maybe we have patience. About goals, about the vision board, about how to get the image, about how to set it as any aspect of it.
Questions, please. Remember, the proof of understanding is asking questions. So,
Or maybe you understood so well that you want to add, give a remark.
how many people have questions? I will give you mine. Okay, we have one. How many again? If you have a question, just put your hands up if you have a question, so that we are not asking question because another question came up. So if you have a question, just please wait. We have one person already. Ask questions. That means you didn't understand anything. If you're gonna ask questions, it means you didn't get it. You guys understood. You over understood. Okay, let's receive the right question. Let's see if we'll have more from him. Please tell us your name. Please stand up. Tell us your name, where you're coming from, how should we know you? And then ask the question.
Good evening. My name is Ajay Meldin. I was invited by a friend. I'm representing my friend who was supposed to be here, so he said I should go and represent him. Wow. Please, Mama, thank you very much for your lesson. I just wanted to ask, please, how can someone rewrite their vision board? And after rewriting them, how can I really pay attention to this vision board? I mean, how can you stay focused, not living your life as you don't plan it, it's just happening? How can you really stay and be intentional and be sure that this is what you want to achieve?
So how can you revise your vision board? You start by setting the goals. Remember, we started from the beginning. Reflect and write. Think deep about the things that you want and you write them. So this might have been my goals for last year and they are all achieved. I don't need them this year. Or they might be my goals for this year, but which I have set a while back, and now I've gotten into a season where my priorities have changed. My priorities have changed, so some of these things that are here, they are no longer things that I need. Or I've already achieved some of the things that are here. So what do? I go back to thinking deep, identifying the things that are necessary for this point, and I replace them. So you just repeat the steps, like you're writing a new vision board, you're setting up new goals, you just repeat the process. this might not be relevant anymore, or it's achieved, so I need to set it aside. And then I need to bring up something which is relevant that I hope to achieve. And you know that this is just the summary of it. We have gone through how to set your goals. So I think to reflect what worked, what drained me, and what lessons did I learn? What are the things that are most important in this season of my life? What are the things that I hope to achieve, or who am I becoming, and what aligns to this person? So that you find out what is priority to you at that point, and then that is what you set your goals on. So the priority might be maybe in the area of your academy, your finances, or your personal development as a person. You want to become more emotionally intelligent or aware. It depends now on what theme that goal falls under. We said after you have thought about it, the next thing is to give your goals direction. So you cannot just revise your vision board if you've not done all that. You will still need to go back to thinking what is most important at this time. So revising is like writing again. But if you are already, if it's just a continuation of everything you are written for this year, your goals are many, but just 10 are up on your vision board. If you've achieved this one, you go through your goals and you put up the next thing that is most important. So this can go into your goal book. I've achieved this, so I remove it and I put it in my vision book or my goal book, and I set up the next one. That way, I am consistently focusing on the things that are most important. That's why we said just 10. So that these are 10 things that you know that I should be focusing on right now. And put it up in a place where you can see it. Seeing is becoming. It motivates you out of sight, out of mind, out of effort, out of results. So you put it up, you see it, but you also have it broken down into actionable steps. So you have your goals, you have specified it. The goal is to become an elite student. The goal is to grow spiritually. How do I want to achieve that? Which brings us to specific goals. I want to pray 30 minutes every day. I want to read through my Bible this year. What would that require me to do? It requires me to drop a Bible reading plan for the entire year. And the internet can help you do that. There's ChatGPT now. You can draw up that thing for you in 2 seconds, or at least if it's too much, a minute. Because it's the entire year. It can help you draw that. So you break down the goals into achievable steps. And under achievable steps, I said you should answer the questions, what can I begin with today? What can I do this week? What can I do this month? So every month, how you make sure that you're staying on your goals, or what helps you stay focused on your goals to ensure that you're working towards achieving them, is that you have broken them down to actionable steps. You know that every day I wake up, I need to study for at least an hour a day. 2 courses a day for 1 hour, that would mean 30 minutes per course. Or it could be more, 2 hours for the 4 courses that I had today, depending on your capacity. Remember, set goals that are achievable. Don't say I will study for 2 hours if you know that when I come back from school, I will not be able to discipline myself to study for 2 hours. We talked about being able to discipline yourself. One thing that will help you to stay disciplined is that you set what is achievable. Don't just set numbers and rates because you want to come up as too serious or you want to come up as the best. Don't set numbers to try and impress anybody. Set what is within your capacity to do. I will pray an hour. What if I'm just starting? I don't know how to pray an hour yet. I have said that it must be an hour. You start going and you feel discouraged. Why not? I'll start with 30 minutes. I'm going to increase it to 40. I'll take it to 45. When I've mastered 45, I'll increase it to 50. So for this first month, I'm going to pray 30 minutes every day. You set the time. Oh, next month, I succeeded to do 30 minutes, so I'm going to take it to 35 minutes. You increase it gradually and you work monthly. And then you have something that you will do daily, or something that you need to do weekly, or something you need to do monthly. I want to save 100,000 by the end of this year, this academic year. That will mean that for my allowance, if I'm simply a student, you know that you're not achieving that goal. So your actionable steps help you be accountable to yourself, and it helps you take steps, helps you act on your goal, be actively working on your goal. So every time that I skip, and when I was talking about the last step, in the setting your goals plan, I said you should do evaluation. You write it, you pray over it, and then you evaluate your goals. It's in evaluation that you know the progress you're making. And I said, don't wait till the end of the term, the semester, the year before you do evaluation. Evaluate it as you go. You have weekly tasks, you have daily tasks. There are 7 days a week. Saturday might be for evaluation, or Sunday might be for evaluation. So I have Monday to Saturday to do this, and then on Sunday I evaluate because I'm starting a new week. Within your evaluation, you already know what you did and what you did not do, what you failed to meet up with, and why did you fail to meet up with it. It might be that I need support, and then you go for the support you need. You correct the mistakes you have already made so that you don't repeat them the next week, and so that by the end of the month, you're achieving your goals. And if you did not meet up this week, next week you might want to double your efforts in order that by the end of the month, I am not lagging. I'm not lagging behind. Another thing that you will need to stay on your goals and to make them achievable and to be accountable is to identify the support that you need. Sometimes you will need a mentor, somebody who is aware of the things that you're working towards and can be able to check in with you to see that you're staying on course, check in with you to see that you're achieving them. We talked about study partner, prayer partner. So those are the supports that you need to be able to achieve your goal. When setting your goals, you should be able to identify what support you might need for every goal to achieve it. I will need an accountability or a mentor, somebody who can call me to books over my goals, because if I leave to myself, I might just get tired at some point and decide that, oh, I've already achieved this far. I've already read halfway through. Oh, I prayed last month. Prayer for last month can cover me. You know, there are those things that we tell ourselves when we're being tired, but that's not an excuse for you to stop practicing your goals or working on your goals because you felt tired. You need support, and the mentor, the accountability partner, the study going to help you to keep acting on those goals even when you feel tired, even when you feel like I've overdone it. And then one thing that you need to do is to master your routines. This thing with goals, it's year long. There are things that you will have to do daily in order to achieve it, maybe in a month or in 3 months, which is a quarter, or in 12 months, which is a year. You must master your routines. If you quickly get bored by your routines, you will easily abandon your goals. If I need to pray consistently, and then I feel like, but every day I've been praying now, man, let me just sleep today. The prayer for last week will cover me. You will just keep making excuses, and at the end of the day, you're dropping in your commitment towards your goals. But I started last week. I started this course already yesterday. What's the need to study it today, and then you just brush over it? I've been studying too much this week. Let me just keep these 2 days. I'll resume next week. That's how it starts. I've been doing the same thing over and over, so it feels like I already know how to do it. Prayer is like I've prayed all my prayers in this life. You see, January, 21 days past, I prayed. It feels like, no, what am I praying again? At the step of plenty people give prayer requests. So you can easily get bored with your routines. But if you're going to be successful, if you're going to be able to achieve great things, you must master your routines. Be comfortable with doing the same thing over and over in order to achieve the results that you hope to achieve. I don't know if I'm giving you all the answers you need. Okay.
All right. Do we have anybody having a question online? If you're having a question online, you can always ask. Please, let's do now learning checks, right? What you learned. We want to know, since you don't have questions, we will have like 5 people. Okay, let me increase it so that the probability of many people talking, you don't just come and sit quiet. If you are so quiet, you're a dangerous person to your neighbor. So when they'll say, now talk to your neighbor, what will you do? You'll never have to shift. So you have to talk. That's what I mean. So, so if you're having a question, drop it online. We're still having time. So let's have 5 people tell us what they learned particularly from the lessons. Hands up, volunteer. Volunteer yourself. 1, 2. Just 2 people. We want 5 at least. We'll see if we will increase it. Okay, let's start with the ones that put their hands up. I think your hand up. Put your hands again. Let's see who. Okay, you. Let's start with him. What did you learn? Please be up so that we can know who is talking and tell us your name.
Okay, good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Prince